Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body, it starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Unrelenting Alchemist, all spiritual, all the time. Today we're talking about the Germanic god Odin and a concept based on him known as the Odic Force. If you could imagine, flickering runes, slow, icy fjords under aurora lights, seekers and sages. Today we will explore mysticism, myth, and metaphysics colliding together as we journey deep into the arcane, past the veil of known science, and into a realm where ether breathes and ancient gods walk among unseen energies. We are talking about the elusive, controversial, and powerful Odic Force and its mysterious resonance with the Allfather of Norse myth. Before we understood electromagnetism, before Einstein, before Bohr, or even Tesla, there were whispers of a life force, a luminescent current, a flame unseen by the naked eye. This 19th century mystics had claimed was the Odic Force, named after Odin himself. Not chi, not prana, not mana, but something colder, more ancient, and fundamentally interwoven with consciousness, with willpower, and with the forces of fate. So let's explore where this idea came from. In the mid-1800s, a German scientist, Baron Karl von Reichenbach, began a series of controversial experiments, not with machines, but with sensitives, people who claimed to see, feel, or experience phenomena that others could not. What he defined, that magnets, crystals, and even the human hand emitted a subtle energy, an aura of sorts that behaved like fire yet passed through walls. He called it Ode, after Odin, the Norse god of wisdom, death, and ecstatic frenzy. Why Odin? Because Reichenbach believed this force was not merely physical, but spiritual. It was both the breath of life and the whisper of death, the power of trance, vision, and knowing. It was the divine gnosis electrified. So, if you indulge, as you will, in his research, Reichenbach's subjects reported seeing blue and red flames dancing from the poles of magnets in total darkness. The left hand, they claimed, radiated a blue light, the right hand a red light. Crystal tips sparked in unseen fire. Plants exhaled light, and people under deep gnosis could even taste, smell, and hear Ode. It was a force that refused scientific classification, yet seemed undeniable to the mystically inclined, and that's where our bridge to Odin begins. Imagine, as you will, on a mountain top, atop the trees, the spectral image of Odin. He is the chief of the Asur, the All-Father, the one-eyed wanderer, cloaked in midnight mystery. He's no ordinary god. He's not simply a war deity or ruler of Valhalla. Odin is the breath of magic, the patron of poetry, madness, death, and revelation. He is both the storm and the stillness before it, the shaman king who hung himself upon the world tree for 9 nights, pierced by a spear in a cosmic act of sacrificial gnosis. Why would a god like Odin do this? To see, to know, to access the very threads of fate woven beneath the surface of all existence. From this self-inflicted ordeal, Odin received the runes, not just letters or symbols, but living forces, carriers of sound and consciousness. Each rune vibrated with a primal Odic energy, tapping into the animating soul of nature. And so, just as Reichenbach's Ode was a current of life, detectable only by sensitives, Odin too was a seer, who operated beyond the veil. His mythos, not of brute strength, but of wisdom, of sacrifice, and knowledge acquired through ordeal. He walks between worlds like a being plugged into the cosmic nervous system of the multiverse. He travels with Huginn and Muninn, his ravens, thought and memory, bird-like aspects of the mind that move like subtle waves of particles. What is Ode but the very force that drives intuition and prophecy? What is weird, the Norse word for fate, but a web of interconnected flows, spun like a spider's filament, invisible yet absolute? What is the cedar magic Odin practiced, if not a form of manipulating the unseen river of intention and possibility? Imagine as you will, in the Odic Force, Reichenbach had seen a fluid that connected the body to the mind, the objects of the soul, a dream to a manifestation. In Odin, we find the archetype of the mystic who lives in this current, bending it, wielding it, suffering for it, and ultimately becoming one with it. So perhaps Reichenbach's choice to name the force after Odin was not merely poetic, it was prophetic. Imagine, as you will, a blend of ancient Norse carvings and how energy waves ripple across these runes like a breath taken. The Odic Force did not disappear with Reichenbach, nor did Odin vanish with the fading of ancient temples. The current remains. The Ode is not bound to Nordic runes nor Germanic forests. It is universal. It flickers through modern mystics, flows through chi masters, glows in Reiki healers' palms, and dances in the electrochemical waves of our own nervous system. Science, once dismissive of invisible forces, has returned to them with a new vocabulary. Now, these biometric fields can be measured in volts. Magnetoreception can be measured as well. Quantum entanglement, as we know from quantum physics, allows things to be connected across huge distances that seem impossible. And our minds seem to be electromagnetically connecting to one another through our EMF fields. But isn't this what Reichenbach predicted? Isn't this what he suggested? That emotion could alter energy, that tension could polarize matter? That sensitivity to Odic currents was not madness, but a higher faculty of perception. In this way, the Odic Force is not outdated. It was premature. People didn't understand yet. He had been ahead of his time. And Odin, ever ahead of his time as well, remains the emblem of this mystery. He reminds us that real knowledge comes not from dominion, but from surrender, hanging ourselves on the cross of experience to access the flow beneath the form. Like the mystics of every age, Odin gave up the surface world to swim in the currents below this world. And today, if you dream vividly and feel the energy in places before others do, sense that people's words carry more than meaning, they carry frequency, feel connected to others even when they're gone, then you may be riding the Odic current yourself. And so, as you are taking that time to do your shadow work, remember that all are technologies of the soul, all the ways of tapping into the hidden network, the sacred Ethernet of human and divine mind, and in every one, the spirit of Odin lingers, a whisper in the wind, a raven in the fog, a spark in the spine. You can feel that deep down. Remember that Odin is not just a god of olden times. He is the embodiment of a timeless archetype, the seeker who sacrifices comfort for revelation. He gave an eye for insight, and through that act became sight itself. In his pursuit of the Ode, the force behind all forms, he became one with the current that pulses beneath every rune, star, and nerve ending. So, what does this mean for you? It means that the Odic Force is not a relic. It is a birthright. It flows through your breath, through your blood, through your grief, through your joy. Every deep insight, every moment of synchronicity, every chill that runs down your spine. When the truth hits, that is Ode speaking. And trust me, I felt it many times. Just remember that you must awaken the Ode within Sit in silence and let your senses expand. Ode begins where language ends. Engage the body. Ode flows better in movement. Dance, walk, breathe intentionally. Seek knowledge with humility. Like Odin, you must kneel before the tree before you can rise above it. Use symbols, runes, mandalas, sigils. These are not decorations, these are tuning forks for the unseen. Honor your inner death and your rebirth cycles. Like Odin hanging on the world tree, you must die for your false self to be reborn in wisdom. And so, as you can imagine, the shadow that you face is your gate. The suffering you endure is your hammer. And when you choose to transform, choose to embrace the ode, you become an alchemist. You become the unrelenting alchemist. Not because of mastery over others, but because of mastery over your own fear, your own ego, your own numbness. You have become a vessel of the ode. You wield no weapon, and yet all things move for you as you become one with the power that radiates from the All-Father. And so ode is not just a force, it is a choice infused with energy. It is power guided by intention. It is the flame behind the eye, the current behind the vow, the mystery behind the breath. And Odin, he still watches from behind the veil, waiting to see which one of us will dare to sacrifice, will dare to search, and will dare to see. You are powerful. You are chosen. You walk this path willingly. And you walk forward knowing that heaven is behind you, your ancestors and an army of angels are beside you, and the Odic Force pulses all around you as you feel the strength of Odin himself. Thank you for joining me in the Sacred Hour. This has been the Unrelenting Alchemist. Until next time, collective, walk wisely, walk bravely, and when the dark calls, answer not with fear, but with fire and light, and in this case, the Odic Force.
And if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you.